Welcome back, guys. This is Inside FPL on the locker room vibes. This is another episode, Charlie. We are back. Game week 22 review. FPL managers, I know most of us are really down considering the game week that we just had. What a week it was. All right, so let's get into it. Let's see how the fixtures went by, how some players performed, and probably some few things we could consider heading into game week 23. So as I said, game week 22 is almost done, but before we do get into it, I would like you to kindly hit that subscribe button. Let's grow this channel together. Share this video, like, comment, let's know how well you did, and let's grow this channel together. All right, thank you guys. So what a week it has been so far. Game week 22 has been all sorts of disappointing, exciting, and somewhat okay. So game week 22 is almost done. They have a match remaining. So we'll just go through the fixtures, see how so far the fixtures have looked. So it started on Saturday. So we had that early kickoff game between Manchester United and City, where City lost by 2 goals to 0. Manchester United beating them comfortably at home by 2 goals to 0. So I think this match was good. Manchester United proved a point that in big games they show class, they show they are the guys. So against Manchester City, it was just a comfortable win for them. City struggled along the line. I think one or two things some attribute it to injuries. I attribute it to overconfidence because the team wasn't just that right for this Manchester United team, and they got punished harshly, and that's okay. It's rather unfortunate that most FPL managers didn't get the returns they needed because of that, but it's just one of those things. Then it was followed by Chelsea Brentford, where Chelsea beat Brentford comfortably by 2 goals to 0. It was somewhat an interesting game. Brentford couldn't take their chances. Chelsea capitalizing on a few mistakes here and there. They got the win, all 3 points. FPL managers didn't get some returns from Brentford players. Leeds United, Fulham, Leeds beating Fulham by 1 goal to 0. Liverpool playing a 1-1 draw against Burnley. West Ham beating Spurs, so it seems Spurs are still struggling, because to be beaten by this West Ham team that really don't know or really are trying to get their selves together, then you should know then there's a big problem somewhere. So Spurs, and they got beaten at home, so that is very interesting to note. Then Sunderland, they beat Crystal Palace by 2-1, 2 goals to 1. So Crystal Palace, their woes continue for them. And Nottingham Forest, they played a goalless draw with Arsenal. So a very interesting one there. No one really expected it. Arsenal the returns were not enough from the forward line, but you would get some clean sheets and maybe a bonus point or two from your defenders. So that would be a plus as well. If you also had any Nottingham players or defenders, you also be getting that. Wolves Newcastle goalless draw, interesting one there as well. Then Aston Villa also lost to Everton by a lone goal, so that's interesting as well. It seems nobody was really ready to continue or battle for the title race. Arsenal dropping points, City dropping points. You had Liverpool dropping points, so just the others trying to get back into the title race. Manchester United, Chelsea, Aston Villa also dropping points, so it looked interesting that way. And the last match, that is Brighton, they take on Bournemouth. So let's see how that goes, whether it's also going to disappoint like the others. And if you have some players from this fixture, fingers crossed for them, as they could also give you some few returns to boost your points. So far, average being 36, it could rise after the match between Bournemouth and Brighton, but so far the average is 36, highest being 110, which could also change after the fixture, or it likely could remain the same. We look to see. So this player had everyone. He had every performer this game week, and it's very interesting how that's why I always say sometimes you have to be bold, you have to be wild. I was wild this game week, but it really didn't pay off. So that's rather unfortunate. I was wild, I was bold, it didn't pay off. This manager was wild, he was bold, and it paid off. So kudos to him. He captained Dogu, and he had 30 points. Dogu was having about 15 points from his performance. He had Hall, he had Tiao, he had Chaloba, Timba. So these were top performers. Clean sheets, they had bonus points. So you had the likes of Hall, Tiao giving clean sheets, Timba giving clean sheets, Chaloba clean sheets, and all had some few bonus points as well. So that one helped him. Palmer scoring a goal. Bruno also there in the mix. So the only one so far you'll be looking at will be Saka and Raul Jimenez, who really didn't provide any massive returns, but they still gave him one or two, so that is okay. And his bench was basic, apart from Sanchez, who gave him 11 points. That was a clean sheet by and a few good saves, so that accumulated to that with some bonus points. So that is very good from this manager, and kudos to him once again, Charlie. You have to be bold some of the game weeks. You can't just follow the analysis, the analytics. You can't really just follow what it says. You just have to also be bold. Sometimes go out of your way, get focused on just differential. Sometimes just go in a different direction, and it pays off. And it paid off for him. So that's how it was looking for the fixtures. That's how the top managers so far for this game week, his team is looking. And worldwide, let's go through some of the top managers. So this manager Rose, he's leading the charts worldwide. So he's leading so far at 56 points. He played bench boost, and his bench giving him about 13 points. So his main team was quite basic. He had the likes of Haaland, Thiago, Foden. They gave him normal returns. So his massive returns came from Gabriel Tarkowski, Thiago, and David and Raya. So they gave him massive returns with some clean sheets and some bonus points. But apart from that, his team was quite basic. And this is okay. It's just one of those games. This game week has been just exciting. That's why, or has been quite different. That's why maybe your returns, you wouldn't see it be massive. But his team, even though it looks basic for this game week, is a very good team, and would go into any other game week and come out with very high returns. So this manager also had a basic team. He had the likes of Foden, Haaland, Higo. He had Bowen. He had Rice. So the massive returns coming from Gabriel and Raya. The rest quite basic. So that was for his team. He dropped in the ranks. This manager rose in the ranks. So he's third. He had the likes of Tarkowski, Mukele. He had Gabriel, Pickford. So they gave him the clean sheet bonus points. So the rest, the team quite basic. So let's look at two more and we are done. So this manager rose number 4. Team quite basic. Defense, Thiago, Gabriel, Raya gave him the massive points he needed to get his 42 points. This last manager for the review, he also had 55. He had the likes of Chaloba, Gabriel, Thiago, Pickford, so they gave him massive returns from his defensive section. And so it looks like this game week, defenders were given the most returns because most teams ended with clean sheets. So if you had a team where you had a clean sheet and a good performance, you should be good to go. So that's how it was looking for some of them. So sometimes it's good to invest in very good defenders, good midfielders as well, and it's pays off. So if your forwards don't provide what you need, you get it from the back. So let's see how this game week is looking. So the players in form for game week 22. So as I said, Dogu, he is leading the charts with 15 points. So massive one there. If you had him, kudos. And he was just selected by 7.5% of managers. So that is very very, very small. So that is a very small percentage of managers. You had Sanchez 11, Pickford 10, Verts 10, Bruno 10, Sells 10, Somerville 10, Mbeumo 9. So Mbeumo is turning from the Afcon. Congratulations to Senegal for winning the Afcon. Kudos to them, Charlie. They deserved it. Rather unfortunate, Morocco couldn't host and win, but Senegal too, they deserved it. So all teams deserve it. They won. Congratulations to them. So Mbeumo came back providing the goals for Manchester United. Let's see how the Salah situation goes. And you had some few others in there, the likes of Palmer, Saliba, Gabriel. So it was quite good all in all. So that's how it's looking so far with the most transferred in. So you still have managers transferring in Mbeumo, you have Bruno, Dogu, all of them coming in. So transferred out. Looks like Foden. Most managers have lost faith in him. I'm going to keep him, I think, for a week. Another week, if he doesn't provide his house, as I said in my previous video, I'm going to keep him for a week or two. I think a week will be too harsh on him, so I'm giving him one more week. So let's see. Game week 23 is not yet here. We have some few days that I could think about it, and if I feel it's still not right, I will take him out. If I want to be cool, I'll keep him. So let's see how it goes. So just go through this. Let's see how some of the performers are looking. Some of these players, some of the top performers should be recurring in your game week 23 plans. Some you just keep them out because it's just one of those things. This just is just one of those game weeks. You don't go into the next game week thinking that I need to get all these players else. You really not find yourself in a comfortable place. So that's how it's looking for game week 22. I so far have 33 points, and it's rather unfortunate. My top performers were Mukele and Timber. So I had the likes of I had Tarkowski on my bench. Rather unfortunate decision, and I think it's high time I lose my faith in Spurs, because it seems they can't just get their job done. So I'll need to lose my faith in them and get other players in there, and I should be good to go. Rather than my team was very basic, and I know very well this team could go into any other game we can come out with massive returns. So let's hope for the best heading into game week 23. Game week 22 was exciting. Kindly subscribe, like, and we are out.